With Georgina Mcguinness.
$1 million damage bill after a primary school is set alight by arsonists. 3 Japanese hostages set free after being terrorised by Iraqi militants. And the message of hope as thousands celebrate Christ's resurrection. Good evening. Also making news tonight, another serious knee injury to Matthew Primus, likely to end his 2004 season. But first tonight, a school community in our southern suburbs is in shock after a deliberately lit fire destroyed 7 classrooms. The arsonists also smashed windows and sprayed graffiti around the primary school, which has been targeted twice before. The damage bill, $1 million.
Arsonists smashed their way into Brayview Primary School just before 1 o'clock and set the classrooms ablaze. 30 firefighters took just 20 minutes to control the fire, but that was long enough to destroy the entire block.
It is years and years and years of resources and work and their whole professional life. Somebody just destroys it so easily. It's just stupid.
Parents, teachers and children shocked that someone could destroy their school.
If they could see the kids, if they could come here on the day the kids come back to school and see the reaction of the kids, they might realise what they've done. It's just terrible.
The fire, which caused the ceiling to collapse, gutted the junior primary section, with many students losing everything.
Break everyone's heart. We've all worked hard around here.
Police say graffiti tags found near the fire scene may provide a vital clue, and they're hoping that students will recognise them and dob the perpetrators in. The Education Minister also examined the mess today, but says little more can be done, as millions are already being spent upgrading school security.
It is obviously a very difficult task for the community to police, to manage and to prevent this happening.
The Brayview school community knows that better than most. It's the 3rd arson attack at the school in 12 years.
It's not easy. This is certainly more and worse damage than the previous one. No, it's not easy.
James Wakeland, National 9 News.
And just before that school fire broke out, police were called to a stabbing not far away from there. It happened at a party for 2 16-year-old girls. A group of teenagers arrived uninvited. The victim tried to get them to leave, but was allegedly stabbed. 2 teenagers were arrested nearby. Meanwhile, a fire caused $150,000 damage to a home at Pooraka. No one was hurt in the blaze, which took firefighters 30 minutes to control. And a tiny township in far north Queensland is reeling after an Easter tragedy that has claimed 4 lives. Fire destroyed a home on a cane farm near Tully, and with water hard to come by, the 2 adults and 2 children inside simply could not be saved.
The front steps, all that's left of a family home. With limited water on the isolated property, fire crews could do little to control the blaze when they arrived just after 5 a.m. The Fibro Queenslander cottage had burnt to the ground before officers could confirm the extent of human tragedy.
Unfortunately, there's 4 people have been located within the premises. These people are obviously deceased and completely incinerated.
The remains of a man and woman in their 50s and their 2 daughters aged 9 and 18 were found. The woman was a popular local school teacher. Her husband worked in the banana industry. Fire officers don't yet know what caused the blaze. So far, they've found no evidence of smoke detectors.
There's been a substantial explosion. As to how, when, where or why is indeterminate at this time.
Worshippers at the family's church in Tully arrived at their Easter Sunday service to be told the shocking news.
It would be a great test of faith for most believers. And I guess there's a certain sense of numbness.
The deeply religious community is now planning a memorial service.
This is the day the Lord was resurrected. They'll be right there with him, mate. You know? If you have to look at it in that way, what other way is there to look at it?
Every loss of life is a particular tragedy, but the thing is that because they both knew the Lord Jesus Christ, they're not lost. We know where they are. They're gone to heaven.
Melanie Wendt, National 9 News.
Well, now to some rare good news from Iraq, where 3 Japanese civilians have reportedly been freed after being taken hostage earlier this week. While the Japanese government has not confirmed the report, sources say that all 3 are safe and well.
The kidnappers paraded their captives on Friday, threatening to burn them alive unless Japan withdrew its forces from Iraq by today. The troops stayed on despite the pressure, and the hostages have reportedly been freed anyway, thanks to Islamic clerics who convinced the militants that they deserve their freedom because they were innocent civilians there to help Iraqis. But now the gunmen have even a bigger prize, an American, Tom Hamill, and today they videotaped him in front of an Iraqi flag with this warning. Our only demand, he said, is to remove the siege from the city of mosques, Fallujah. If you don't respond, the Americans